Here we talk about Step 2, Diagnose. Researchers need to collect evidence to assess the readiness of the innovation package. This measures two different things. Firstly, innovation readiness. This determines whether or not an idea has been tested and validated to achieve a specific outcome. Secondly, innovation use. This is the extent to which it is already available and used for a specific outcome. Innovation readiness refers to the demonstrated capacity of an innovation to fulfill its promise or to contribute to a specific result. It moves an untested but validated idea from an artificial setting, such as a laboratory or a controlled project environment, into a setting where the concept has fully matured and succeeds in an uncontrolled condition. To go back to an earlier example, a perfectly designed mobile phone cannot be used for communication without access to a phone network. It might work in a lab, but not in the real world. Readiness is measured across 9 levels. At level 9, an innovation validates a specific result for a specific client in a specific context under real conditions. Meanwhile, innovation use assumes that the potential to contribute to a desired impact. It makes a difference, for example, whether an innovation is only being used by a test group or by the actual intended clients. Likewise, a COVID vaccine will not lead to increased immunity for the public unless it also has an appropriate distribution system to get it into their arms. Scaling readiness requires both readiness and use and is scored on both based on the available evidence. You can gauge the readiness of a particular innovation by multiplying the two factors. If readiness is at level 3 and use is at level 2, the scaling readiness for that innovation is 6. Scores can be calculated for individual innovations or averaged for an entire package. The components that score the lowest obviously create a bottleneck for scaling. This principle is also referred to as the law of the minimum, and it's visualized below in an adapted version of von Liebig's barrel. The barrel visualizes how the impact potential of innovations with a relatively high readiness and use is limited by the low readiness and use of other innovations in the package. Its investments, shown as water drops, are wasted as they leak away from the lowest plank in the barrel. This kind of information can help us to identify the critical bottlenecks as a starting point for scaling strategy design, which is addressed further as part of the next module.